YouTube. What's up, baby? We back in this thing again for another review. This is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and today we're going to be talking about Resident Evil, the television TV series that just came out on Netflix. All right, now they got a few Resident Evil, I think like little like animation type of TV series on Netflix, but this is the live action Resident Evil TV series season 1 on Netflix that I'm reviewing right now. All right, so again, Resident Evil season 1 episode 1, entitled Welcome to New Raccoon City. All right, now if you've been to this channel before, you already know how we do it. We started off with the premise, 3 favorite scenes, the grade, and then we on to the next one. Right, so again, Resident Evil Season 1, Episode 1, entitled Welcome to New Raccoon City. So for this episode, we start off seeing Jade Walker, what is it? I'm sorry, Jade Wesker. I don't know why I said Walker. Jade Wesker. And we see in the surrounding that she's at, the virus has had to have taken place and has had to have killed off life. Because it seems very apocalyptic. And this is in London, and this is 2036, and this is 14 years, of course, after the virus has spread. All right. So then we see Jade talking to Arjun. I think his name is Arjun, and that's her husband or her boyfriend, however you want to say it. And she's talking to him through like the computer, like a Zoom conference. You feel me? And she's talking to him because it's their daughter's birthday. Their daughter's name is I think Bay or B. Yeah, Bay, I think. You know, so they're having a little family moment. You feel me? Because it's Bay's birthday, and Jade is away from them. And we learned that it's actually she's been gone for 6 months. And then we see Jade, after she gets off the conference with them, she sets up this camera in this one area and releases a bunny. And she basically, I think that she pulls blood from the bunny, and the bunny's therefore bleeding. And she leaves it out in one area, and then she goes back to where the camera is. And then all of a sudden, zombies come out and they start chasing the bunny. And we find out that Jade is actually doing an experiment to see if the zombies are getting smarter. And we see that at this point, of the evolution of the zombies, they can sense people by smelling blood. All right, so it's kind of like a shark type of sense. And that's, like I said, that's just one way of sensing people. While Jade is doing this experiment, she's like mad that, oh well, the zombies they're not getting smarter, and she ends up like moving her hand. She cuts her hand and she starts bleeding, and then the zombies smell it, and she has to run away from the zombies. They start chasing her. She gets to the safe zone, and once she's behind the safe zone, if any zombies enter into that area, it'll shoot off fire and burn them. So that's what happens. The zombies enter the area, the zombies get burned. And then after that, we see coming from underground this big giant caterpillar slash zombie, and it starts chasing Jade. All right. Then from there we go in the past. We go to Raccoon City in 2022, and this is taking 3 months, and this is 3 months before the virus outbreak. And then we see Jade again, but she's young, and we are introduced to her father Albert, and we're introduced to her sister Billy. and we see them going to their new home. Uh, and then we're introduced to this character named Carol. I don't know if Carol is maybe Albert's like girlfriend or wife, or maybe that's just someone that works for him. But we're introduced to Carol, and she is showing them around the new house that Umbrella has provided for them. In this situation, we see that Jade is really bothered by having to move to this new house, be around these new people, having to start all over again, and it makes her, mean. And her sister Billy tries to get Jade to be nice, but it's not really working. You know what I'm saying? So they go outside just to chill out, and we see that their dad gets a phone call from, Umbrella, and he goes to talk to the person on the phone. And then as Jade and Billy are outside, they see some boys. So Jade ends up going to introduce herself to the boys. And Billy doesn't want to, so she just sits down. She sits down where she's at, and she picks up this caterpillar. And it's reminiscent to what, happened to Jade in the future. And then we go back to the future, and Jade is still running from the caterpillar. The caterpillar ends up catching up to her, and it ends up knocking her out. And then some people come from they're like a faction, you feel me? And they end up killing the caterpillar and saving Jade. And then we go back to the past, and we see Albert giving we see Albert taking blood from Billy, and we see Albert taking blood from Jade. And I guess they do this type of thing every 2 months, and I guess, or every 2 weeks or something like that, or every month or so. And I guess Billy and Jade have never been sick, so they're wondering why their father Albert takes their blood, every once in a while. And then we see Albert actually take some of Jade's blood, and he injects himself with it. And then comes the next day, and it's the first day of school for Billy and Jade at their new school that they'll be going to. And then we see Jade actually sitting down at lunch, and people actually come up to her and they sit down with her, so she's fitting in. And we see that nobody comes to sit with Billy. And then eventually a girl does come to sit with Billy, but she's a bully. Her name is Tommy. I think her name was Tommy or something like that, or Tammy, something like that, whatever. But she's a bully, all in all. They start talking to each other. Things leads to one thing leads to another, and then a fight breaks out. And then we go to Umbrella. I'm sorry, and then from there we see an ad from Umbrella, and you're like, what the heck is this, And it's it's an advertisement for the new pill that Albert is, creating, and it's called Joy. And he hates the way the advertisement is, but whatever, that's not really the main point. But he hates the way the advertisement is. Jade and Billy, they get home, and Billy is mad at Jade. I'm sorry, Billy is mad just because of what happened, and then Jade is mad at Albert, which is her father, because he never came to, help out. You know what I'm saying? They have been calling his phone, but he didn't answer because he was in a press conference with the Umbrella members. So she's mad at that. And then we also see that the fight that Jade had with the bully was recorded, and they sent it to everybody, and it's on social media. So now it's even worse. Now Billy's even more mad, right? Then we go back to the future, and we see Jade wakes up in the facility of the faction that saved her from the caterpillar attack. And then she finds out they're the people that are in that facility, like the people that are that faction, they're actually like scavengers. But she's safe, you know what I'm saying? But on the outside of the barricades, there are a lot of zombies, so it's kind of like they're stuck there. I mean, they can traverse, but it's they're kind of like they're stuck there. Then we go back to the past, and it's the next day of school. And Jade tells Billy, like, hey, you need to stand up for yourself and handle this so you can shut up everybody at school. So Billy goes to the bully to try to apologize, and then she ends up getting bullied again, and everybody starts laughing again. And it's like, dang, bro, this is just crazy. Then we see Albert is in a lab, and he's looking at an event that's happening in Tijuana, and the joy drug that they're experimenting on people over there is going bad. And you hear in the on the video in the background, like, a guy saying, "Oh, we shot him. Why didn't he die?" Da 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 da. So obviously it's going to be an outbreak, and this is like bad news for him. So he's pretty mad at that situation that happened. Then we go back to the school, and we see that someone puts a raccoon mask on and attacks the bully. Then Billy is blamed for the attack, and she didn't do it. And then the bully's dad is there, and he's like getting in Billy's face. And then Albert comes, and he basically saves the day. You know what I'm saying? He pulls rank on everybody, and he's like, yo, like, if I want something bad to happen to all y'all, it can happen. So y'all better chill out. Stop blaming my daughter. Your daughter attacked my daughter 2 times before she supposedly attacked her. So back up off her. She's going to take the next day off from school. That's that. And they listen, because he has rank like that. Anyways, then we go back to the future, and we see Tate and he's one of the members that helped save Jade when the caterpillar attacked. We see Tate talks to Jade, and we find out more about the zombies. We find out that the zombies are still alive. They're not just dead. And that over the years, they lose ways to recognize people. Like, so over the years, they lose their sight, da-da-da-da-da. And then eventually their hearing becomes better, and their sensing of smell of people's blood becomes better. And that's how they start to look for people, because of, the losing the other abilities to recognize when people are there. So we find that out about the zombies, and we find out that, there's so many of them compared to how many humans that are left, so we can't fight them all. It's best to find out a way to live with them. You feel me? If we can't cure them, we have to find out a way to live with them. And, hope that eventually over the time, the virus will evolve, but not get stronger, but get weaker within them. And then more human traits will come out of them. And, maybe they can get it back to a normalcy, So that's what she tells Tate, that's what her whole purpose of doing these experiments are. And then we find out from Tate that Umbrella is on the way to actually get Jade, because they have a bounty on her, and Tate is going to let Umbrella take her away, and that sucks, because she doesn't obviously want to go there. The Umbrella is a bad corporation. So then from there we go back to the past. Billy ends up going to Umbrella to spend time with her dad there, since she has the day off of school. Billy ends up finding out that they're doing animal testing, and she's all against this because she's a vegetarian, and therefore vegetarians hate seeing cruelty put upon animals, and especially since they don't eat them, you know what I'm saying? So she's pissed off about that situation. And also the Umbrella says they're not doing like any type of experiments on humans or any animals. So to find out that they are doing experiments on animals is something that if it came to the public's eye, it would change their viewing on Umbrella and what they're doing. So anyways, Billy and Jade, we find out that Jade was the one that attacked Billy's bully, and because of that, Billy's mad at Jade, but then they make up, and Billy's like, hey, you owe me. So she ends up telling Jade what she saw at the laboratory when she was there at Umbrella, and she talks about the rabbits being there, and so they make up this plan to actually go to the laboratory and try to free the bunnies from being experimented on. Then we go back to the future, and we see Jade is trying to convince Tate to not turn her into Umbrella, but Umbrella arrives just like that, and we get introduced to this guy named Mr. Baxter, which is probably like a higher up in Umbrella. And Mr. Baxter talks to Tate, and he's like, yeah, we got you. Thanks for, working with us and giving us Jade, and everything's gonna be good. All of a sudden, Mr. Baxter shoots Tate in the head, and then all the other Umbrella soldiers end up shooting all the people at that facility. So it's like, dang, bro. And once this happens, Jade starts running away. She's trying to escape. But anyways, Umbrella kills everybody, and then they go after Jade, and then we go back to the past, and we see Billy and Jade get into the lab. They get footage of the animals so that they can put it on social media, so they can put Umbrella on blast for what they say that they're not doing that, because they're actually doing it. And then all of a sudden, Jade logs into her dad's computer, and she finds out about what's going on in Tijuana. And then Billy goes and she finds this door, and she unlocks it, and there's something behind it, of course, and what it ends up being is a zombie dog. So they both run away from it, trying to escape, but eventually the inevitable happens, and Billy gets attacked, and we don't know if she's dead or alive at that point, but Jade ends up killing the dog. Then we go back to the future, and then we see that Baxter finds Jade, and he tells Jade that Billy has been looking for her. So obviously she must be alive, or maybe she's like a regular human, or maybe she's like zombie, half human. Like, we don't know. At this point, we don't know. And when he tells her that Billy has been looking for her, she has a surprised look on her face. And so instead of going with them, she actually jumps off the barricades into where the zombies are on the ground, and that's how the episode ends. All right, so that's basically the premise of the episode. 3 of my favorite scenes will be when Jade attacks Tammy. Her name is Tammy. The bully's name is Tammy. So when Jade attacks Tammy, we don't know, but because she has the disguise on, but still she attacks Tammy. That was pretty dope, because she's looking out for her sister. And then the second favorite scene would be Albert talking to David, which is Tammy's father, and pulling rank on him, and just, it was just dope to see how much pull he has, and, him having his daughter's back, it was really cool to see that. My third favorite scene would be the dog scene, just everything, us being introduced to the dog zombie, it trying to get Jade and Billy, and how things ended with that situation. Those are 3 dope scenes, and that was a dope scene. So yeah, that'll be 3 of my favorite scenes. The grade for this episode, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. So definitely better than average. I'm liking the show so far. I kind of do not like how they going back and forth so much. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather it be like half back and then half in the past, half in the future. You know what I'm saying? But this future, past, like it's a little too much. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But if you guys saw the episode, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments down below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. As always, this is Q's Insight. I'm Cali. Until next time.